highly anticipated video I'm about to bring to you. Non-negotiables to become the best version of yourself. Without further ado, let's get into it. There's a lot of value, so grab a pen and paper, take as much notes as you can, because I'm about to overload you with a bunch of information to become the best version of yourself. Let's get into this, boys. So, without further ado, let's make myself a little bigger there. Sleep, architecture, and recovery protocol. Circadian rhythm. What is your circadian rhythm? It's basically letting your body know that you're awake. You have all these Gen Zs, you have everyone sitting in their room playing video games. You don't want to do that because you're not letting your circadian rhythm do its thing. You don't want to sit in your room like a little gamer boy, sitting away in the dark, no sun, no vitamin D. This is destroying your body over time, slowly. There's no circadian rhythm. You're not getting outside. You need to wake up in the morning, go for a morning walk, and get your circadian rhythm in check. You're letting your body know that it's awake so that you can go to sleep properly. And it's all about consistency, sleep patterns, and your rhythm, your daily rhythm, schedules. Super important to become successful. And I'm going to teach you about how millionaires use this to build businesses, to become so powerful in their day-to-day activities, and how they optimize literally everything, and they use this to be so successful. Deep sleep and optimization. This is your sleep cycle. We sleep in an hour and 30-minute cycles, if you don't know that, or it's roughly about that anyway. First stage, about 5 minutes. When you're tired, that's when you get most creative. So before you go to sleep, always have a pen and paper next to your bed. When you go to sleep, you're going to be most creative. You might have some thought, some idea, so have that ready. If you might be able to wake up, write that idea down. Light sleep and then deep sleep, that's where the best recovery is, all right? So you want to make sure you're getting your hourly sleep cycles, going to sleep and getting that deep sleep, not just sleeping for 8 hours. You want to sleep for 9 hours or 7.5 hours, that 1 hour and a half cycle. That's why we go to bed on time. And that's why it's super important to go to sleep on time and wake up at the same time every morning. So your body knows and it sees it coming. Recovery and nutrition timing. I'll talk about it a bit more in the next slide on strength, but nutrition timings, it's best to not eat breakfast. Basically not starve yourself, but intermittent fast in the morning. We're in that hunter mode and you're a little bit hungry, not too hungry, your body will get used to it, but you want to eat at about lunchtime so that you don't give your body any sugar, you don't give your body anything to go into relaxing mode. You just want to be on hunt mode to build a successful life. So lunch, you're going to have about, write this down as well, 12 o'clock to 1:30. Between there, you want to have your lunch. It's going to be high protein, so you can have like 6 eggs, some chicken, some beef, whatever. All right, high fat. Not a lot of carbs. You're going to have your carbs around your workouts. All right, maybe if you want a banana or something, if you're going to work out in the morning, that's fine. But you want to have your carbs in the evening and around your meals so that you don't get lazy, because carbs, sugar, that's what makes you lazy. That's what gives you brain fog. You want to avoid that. Then the second meal is going to be between 1700 hours and 1830 hours. Okay, 5 to 6 p.m. That's going to be a big ass meal. All right, lots of protein, lots of fat, lots of carbs. Replenish your body. That's how we used to eat in the olden days. 2 meals, that's it. Your body thrives on consistency and regular sleep patterns. So make sure everything is built on patterns. Same wake up time, same sleep time, same meal time. You want to get your body as used to this as much as possible so that you can thrive. Strength training, super important for a successful life, right? You want to build big muscles, right? So you can have more muscle the longer you live, all right? If you didn't know that, you're living on a different planet, all right? The more muscle, the better your life quality is going to be. Muscle equals life. That's why you see old people walking around on walking sticks, hunched over, dying. They've got no muscle. There are old people walking around these days with a bunch of muscle, 90 years old. That's because they have muscle and they can live their life when they're old as well, not just on a little walking stick or a wheelchair. Super important to understand that you need progressive overload. That's the only way to build muscle. Increase the reps, increase the weight, or increase the sets you're doing. That's basics. I've got more videos on that. Check them out. You want to master your form as well. Super important, because all that is doing is time under tension. Not just doing it as quick as possible. Time under tension slowly so your muscle fibers can build. And it's the longer you give your muscle tension, the more you're going to build muscle. Recovery balance, super important to have as much recovery as you do your strength training. Why is this so important? Because when I first started, I'll give you a little story. When I first started, hour and a half, 2 hour sessions, I'd train every single night when I was about 17. I first came to my military base, okay, the place I'm still at. And I'd train for that long, every single night. I wasn't optimizing my nutrition, all right? I wish I did back then. But the point is that I didn't need to train for that long. I really didn't. And I wasted so many hours in the gym when I could have just trained quicker sessions, more higher intensity sessions. I could have halved the amount of reps, amount of weight I was pushing, and just done more intensity. All right, got a lot harder. Would have saved so much more time, would have built more muscle because I would have had more recovery and I would have been able to go harder. So what that means is half the amount you're doing and do more effort. Instead of going 6-7 days a week, you just go 3 or 4 days a week and you do more. You do harder intensity because you're resting more. You've got more energy to put into those workouts. So that's what I did a long time ago. Take notes. This is the most important thing. If you're not doing this, you're losing out on gains. Nutrition, discipline, and meal timings. Obviously, we talked about the meal timings, 2 meals a day. If you're on a cart or maintaining, obviously, if you're on a bulk, it's completely different. You're trying to eat as much calories as possible to build that bit of extra fat so your body has more nutrition, all right, more protein, goodness, etc. All right, that's fine. But generally speaking, you want to just be having 2 meals a day. Don't want breakfast because you don't want to have the sugar, the carbs, give you brain fog. All right, stay away from the sugar. This is the most important thing. No sugar. What happens if you don't eat sugar 14 days? Thinner face and belly, yep, you're going to lose fat. That's what sugar is. That's what makes people fat. So they don't understand. Carbs, sugar makes people fat. Remember that. Less cravings for sweets. You want to leave it for about 2 weeks. If you do have sugar cravings or carb cravings or anything like that, give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks, absolutely no sugar, and you're going to see a drastic change. You're going to clear up all your acne. You're going to have better energy levels, and you're not going to want to eat it all the time. Trust me, this works. I've tried this personally. Full day of energy, exactly. Improved insulin resistance. So yeah, that's it. You're not feeling a bit wavy. You're not feeling like you want to just all the time. You have steady energy levels, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Actual fat loss and reduced weight. Yeah, clear and glowing skin. Right, this is what you want to eat. You want to eat the eggs. You want to eat the steak. Steak, powerful. That's how you do it. Eggs, powerful. And I've just put some grapes there because why not? Everything here is natural and it's from this earth. Don't eat any processed shit. Stay away from that at all costs. Mental resilience and stress practice. Meditation, very underrated. Sit and stare at a wall for 20 minutes. I started implementing this and everything changed. All of your thoughts become clearer. You reset your dopamine and everything becomes better. You feel better doing harder tasks. You get more dopamine from harder tasks when you start to meditate. Meditation is energy. It's literally everything. Everything around you in your life is energy. If you're not a spiritual person, that's fine. But just understand this. Energy levels. That's all you need to understand. Just take care of your energy levels throughout the day. Don't listen to horrible music. All right, that's going to make you depressed, make you go into waves of depression and feeling like shit. You don't want that. You want to be steady. It's fine to have caffeine. It's fine to have a bit of sugar sometimes, right? Natural sugars, but you just want to have a steady energy level. And that's why you also, key to know, take sugar around your workout times because that's when your body will just absorb it. Your muscles will just absorb the sugar. Steady energy, all right? Don't just take it randomly. You do everything systematically, you do everything on purpose. Everything needs to be done in this life for a reason. Discomfort exposure. This is how you take your life to the next level, become that next level elite version of yourself. You put yourself out of your comfort zone all the time. You do not grow in your comfort zone, you grow out of your comfort zone. That's just how it works. Do it every single day, just one thing a day. Even if it's a 2-minute ice bath, cold exposure, it's better than nothing. So do something every single day. Put a little military photo here because I'm in the military. Just hang around with your boys. You know that feeling when you're hanging around with your boys. You might want to go for an adventure, all right? Get out of your comfort zone. Go for a hike. Go for a long-ass walk. Go for a 40-kilometer walk. I don't know. It could be anything. Climb up a mountain. Go ride some fast bikes. Literally anything to get out of your comfort zone, that's going to improve you. Stress management, also super important, comes under the stress thing. Something that I do, super, super key here. I take ashwagandha, that lowers my stress. It's just a natural supplement you can take. That has drastic changes. So take that. But there's loads of other things you can do to lower your stress levels. But that's what you want, because that right here is going to increase your testosterone. Lower the stress, higher the testosterone. All right. It is important to still have exposure, but you want to have this balance between the two, where you are putting yourself out of your comfort zone, but you also give time in your day to relax and analyze. Analyze these things. Daily discipline rituals. The morning routine, super important. I've got a full video on that for success. If you want to check that out, very good video. I'll probably leave it in the end of this video, actually. Dark aesthetic. We love the dark aesthetic. Morning routine, super important for success. My words are stumbling here. And the reason we do this is because it sets you up for your day. You ever notice you wake up, you get dopamine from waking up early. Wake up at 5 a.m, beat everyone up, you beat your alarm, you get in the shower, you have a cold shower, you wake up, you do your press-ups, you got the blood flowing, you're alert because you just had a cold shower. Now you're awake. Now you can do the most important task for the day, smash it out, get it done, and then that's it. For the rest of the day, you're set up for success. And that's why it's super important to have a good morning routine. Progress measurement and analysis reflection. You do not grow if you do not self-analyze all of the time. Think about your week, all right? Go into that meditation, do some meditation, or you can do journaling, whatever you want, whatever works best for you. But every single week, think about what you've done, write down what you've done. How could you have done it better? We cannot just improve when you don't think about analysis and then take action. That's the only way to improve. You can't just think, what could I have done better? You have to analyze and take action on that. Otherwise, nothing changes.